Greetings, family. Today I'm on to talk about um, letting your creativity flow when you feel trapped during COVID, right? I think so many of us are home at this time, but many of us will find ways to occupy ourselves. But there's also quite a few people that are not doing well during this time, right? I don't know if cabin fever is kicking in. Folks are starting to feel trapped and a little antsy, especially with a lot of the restrictions, depending where you are. And um, you just kind of need to figure out how you're going to pull yourself out of this slump, right? We are in our houses, we have heat, we have water, we have all these things that we should be thankful for, especially when we think about our brothers and sisters in Texas and what they're dealing with right now. So I want to, tell them that's most high to keep those folks warm and protected and let them know that, we are thinking of them during this difficult time. Um, all I keep thinking is if folks could make their way to other states and people would open their homes to them until this was over, that would be a blessing as well. But we don't know who could afford to travel or who couldn't. So I just hope that everything is resolved quickly and that our government takes care of its people. So I'm going to get back to topic at hand, which is being creative, right? I have to tell you, as most of you know, if you've been following my channel, I started my YouTube channel right before I was leaving for Africa. I wanted to document my journey with my son. And now I'm documenting my journey alone as I prepare to go back to the continent. So what came to my mind is that, I need to share with people ways to be creative because, people always say, oh, I'm not a creative person. I find that impossible. I really do. If you are of African descent, you have so many things inside of you that you don't even know about, right? We live in a society that has taught us to uh, not be a jack of all trades, right? That you can't do that. That's not possible. But we can do it. And guess what? We are doing it because people are doing stuff now that they never thought they'd be able to do, right? I mean, perfect example for me. Um, I have a bunch of books full with poetry. I have a bunch of books filled with stories, right? They're just sitting. What am I waiting for? The right time. Kept telling myself the right time. Guess when the right time is? It's now. Now is the time. Pull out those books, dust them off. Get inspired, write, let your creativity flow. Let me tell you, since this whole COVID thing started, I have uh, started sketching again. I haven't painted in so long. I've lost my, I don't want to say inspiration, but definitely not feeling very creative, like, almost like a creative block because I was so filled with anxiety and worrying about, things that were going on around me, the day to day hustle of getting back and forth to work. When you come in, you just want to eat something and pass out, right? Like I was at the point where I didn't even want to talk to people. I'm like, I get an attitude if my cell phone rings because I'm like, why are they disturbing me? I finally have some quiet, you know? So, like I said, I started sketching again. I pulled out my poetry books. Um, I have the YouTube. I'm here with you all now, and that's a blessing because that's therapeutic, right? And if you don't want to be on YouTube, maybe you don't want to be in front of a camera, guess what? We got podcasts too. Like, we got a lot of cyber bullies. Like, folks get real bold behind a keyboard. But folks could really come out and express themselves on a podcast, right? You could say the things you always wanted to say, have a new name, be a different person, and let that creative spirit out of you, right? So, like I said, YouTube, podcast. I started doing my jewelry and fashion again. I started doing sketches of things that I want to have made when I get on the continent. things that I've been wanting to do for a while. I actually have molds of them that I designed, and I want to be able to duplicate these things. And that business I want to put on a continent, right? I need to find a good printer when I go get to the continent. So if you all know of any professional printers, please feel free to drop it in the chat and it just in the box for your comments, and I would greatly appreciate it. I just have so many projects that I have lined up. I mean, and this is stuff that I just want to do for me, right? So imagine we're not even talking about all the projects that I have plans with other people, right? Other people who are capable of being professional, being respectful, um, knowing when to be receptive and take other people's advice and creativity. And, when you get a bunch of creative people together, oh my, that's a blessing. You know, you don't have to be strong in everything, right? You don't have to have strength in certain areas because your counterparts will be able to account for those deficits. So I am so looking forward to that. Um, I've had some amazing examples of, folks with business savvy since I've been on YouTube, just like being in different groups and having contact with different people and traveling and watching YouTubers. It's been an amazing time. Like one of the things about me is like I never wanted to go back to school. As you all know, like I'm done with school. Like I don't even want to hear about school, quite honestly. So when somebody talks about a class or a seminar, I'm a little like, I don't want to deal with that. But when it's classes and seminars that concern the improvement of our people, our history, and how we can be better people, then I'm interested, right? I'm sparked. So guess what? For those of you who don't like to read, it's okay because all the information is available for you, right? So that's another hobby you could take up, right? You could be reading right now. You could be learning a new skill, um, a new technique on how to do something, improving the skills that you do have. So there's no reason for anybody to be sitting home and saying that, they're going crazy right now. They don't know what to do with themselves because there's too much to do. You just have to be open to it, right? So we talked about the YouTube channel, which is you're on my channel now. Welcome, Akwa. Um, and we talked about the podcast, talked about jewelry. I also have some fashion pieces that I'm working on, particular pieces that will serve a particular purpose. Working on stuff like that. I have something, I'm reading my notes because I don't want to forget. Oh, since I came back from Africa, right, I ended up starting two new business ventures. And that, they're new, but it's very exciting. I have a thrift for repack group, right? So folks who are not sure how to deal with the online platforms or how to navigate the online platforms, I have a class where I do an orientation. It lasts like 2 to 3 hours. It's $50. 50. And what I do is walk you through the process of the online apps, and I give all the little tips and tricks that I am familiar with, as well as how to get supplies and what you're, how you should prepare your package, how you uh, get yourself out into the general community of being on online platforms. Those are all the tips we talk about in my group. After you take the orientation, we also, and I say we because we've become a support to each other, right? But it's just me doing the group and just encouraging everyone to do it. So far, I think 7 people have come through my orientation. 2 of them are fairly new, and the other 5 have like already made sales, right? It's amazing. It is amazing. I tell you, they've already made sales. Um, and is it 5 or 6? 5, 7. It might be 6 people. Okay, you know what? It is 7. One of them is just opening her store, and the other ones have all made sales, right? So it's been amazing because if they did every last thing I told them, they would have been having more sales than they have now. But they kind of, folks are working, folks have other responsibilities. So they set up the stores at their own pace. And as soon as they did and went and executed, businesses out like they're doing well. And I'm just so proud of them, right? That they trusted in me to encourage them to do this, to be motivated, because my thing is to see as many folks go back to the continent as possible. So I'm very happy with that. I'm very proud of them. And the other thing we did, I talked about the thrift for repat. We also did a what is this now? Oh, the Africa kit, right? I have a kit that I prepare for people. It's $25. It does not include the price of shipping. And I include all the necessities that you will not think about, right? And most people won't, because won't, if you haven't been on a continent, you're not going to think to bring certain things. I knew that I was reaching for certain things and I was like, damn, I should have bought that. Or I wanted to buy it, but it was too expensive on a continent, right? They were charging US dollar prices. So I've prepared these kits that people can unpack once they get, to pack in their bag. They can unpack this and pack these things in their suitcase and have them for emergency. And, when you run out of things, when you're not sure what to use, when you need to protect yourself, I have everything in the kit. I'm sure I'm waiting for my first person. I've sold, I think, 3 of them so far, but with the snow, stuff has been delayed, so I'm waiting for the first person to get back to me and tell me how happy she is with her kit. um, and let's see, what else have I been doing? Oh, since I came back from the continent, I felt so much more healthier, right? I came back, like, my stomach, I didn't have no stomach, my stomach's flat. I'm like, oh, we living like that? Okay, I'm gonna take good care of you. So I'm working on this 6 pack, right? I'm joking. I just wanted to be nice and taut. And I will show you all one day the difference, right? I made sure I took pictures before, in the middle, and after. By the time I'm ready go back to the continent, I will be beach ready. So I have a little workout I'm doing. I'm working out with this channel also called Africa Power. And this brother, he has like 100 push-up a day challenge. I'm doing that as well. So that's been interesting. Um, and I have to say, I like to exercise, but my least favorite exercise is probably the one that's the best for you. And that would be burpees. I do not like burpees, right? And for those of you who don't know what a burpee is, that's the one where you jump up and you reach for the ceiling, right? You come down, you bend your knees, and you go down into like a push-up position. You do a push-up, you come up, and you do the same thing again. You jump up and you reach for the ceiling. For some reason, they always make me kind of nauseous or dizzy, and I guess it's because like your head goes below your heart. I don't really care for those, but it's supposed to be one of the best exercises. I do like plank. Plank is a great exercise. So we got to exercise. We got to eat well. We got to overdose on them supplements, right? I do elderberry syrup every morning, and I have my son do it as well. And I started stretching more because, when you're home and it's cold, you don't get out as much. So I'm stretching. Um, and I'm resting well. I don't know. I tend to stay up late because I'm one of those people who gets like my creative thoughts come to me in my sleep. So I will get up and start, writing it down, or, recording or doing what I need to do. Um, but it's important that we get an exercise routine. Oh, one of the other things I do, not just doing the push-ups, but before I get out of bed, I don't even get out the bed, right? I do 100 bicycle crunches. Like, don't even get out the bed. You have no excuse about why you're not exercising. Before you go to put your feet on the floor, do 100 bicycle crunches. Before you go to bed, do 100 bicycle crunches. I've been doing that every morning, every night. And it's such a blast because I'm in my bed, my back is protected, getting my little exercise in. I'm not sweating, right? I'm just getting a nice little smooth burn. So please eat well, take your supplements, exercise. Like, it's important. We're in the house. As y'all can see, I'm losing my tan. Not a good thing, which means, the vitamin D is an issue. So I got to make sure that I'm supplementing, making up for all of the healthy foods that I'm missing from the continent, right? I actually just finished eating a late dinner. It is 11:54 here in the States, 11:54 p.m. And I realized that I didn't eat most of the day, right? I might have had like a patty. For those who know, like, what beef patty, chicken patty, I had a patty, and that's all I had today. Oh, no, no, that's not true. I did have a bowl of raisin bran early this morning, right? And then I ate the patty about 4 or 5. And then I got hungry again, so I made this salad, right? And my salad had had pine nuts, broccoli, green pepper, mixed baby romaine lettuce, red onions, spinach, and I don't remember what else I had in here. Oh, I had carrots. There were carrots in here as well. And it was very tasty. It was full. The plate was like this with my salad. I make my salads in a jar and I just jumped it out. I dumped it and ate it. And it came with a balsamic, I made it with a balsamic Parmesan dressing, right? So I do my salads in like a candle jar. And then when I'm ready to eat, I just dump them. So that was my quick meal. If I'm going to eat late at night, I don't want to eat too heavy. I'll be up for a while. So I ate something healthy. And I just want to encourage you all to try a new hobby, take a class, read a book. Um, and if you say you're not creative, it's because you haven't allowed yourself to be. We have so many talents. Just start, do that thing that you always wanted to do that you wouldn't do. Now this stuff is free. Anything you want to do online, you can find, right? Search it out and do it. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So, folks who are feeling a little trapped, please do something out of your routine, and that feeling will be released. You'll feel better. I just want to encourage you and tell you to stay positive and take care of you. This is a time to be selfish, right? Be selfish with your own self. Like, stop taking care of other people. I did a video, I believe, on a video or podcast, right, about being selfless, how people struggle with that. And we need to take better care of ourselves. We really need to take better care of ourselves and love on ourselves, and everybody else will be fine. But if you're not good, that may affect a whole lot of other people. So please, y'all, take care. I hope this message is encouraging someone to get up off your bum and do something about your situation. Do not fall into the darkness because it's easy. Blessings, family. We'll talk soon.